Hey, Whiskey Mason, I'm Chris.
And I'm Kara.
Kara, what do we have today?
We have Friends with Benefits. Sample size.
Size matters.
Today, we have an Old Fitzgerald 17.
That's, pretty, impressive, actually.
Cool. It's
How'd
heaven.
you get that?
I, stole it out of your purse. It's from Heaven Hill, bottled in bond, and it's from a friend of yours.
Yep. Shout out to Sam and Sean. We never would have been able to try this because we're not going to be ridiculous and pay secondary prices. And the MSRP on this is $185,
Oh, wow.
$90, something like that. And you can probably only find that in a controlled state or the distillery, probably.
This is
Nowhere around here.
This is a bottle that people line up outside of Heaven Hill for, right?
One of the ones, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
We have seen this for sale, but they're, like in the museum section of the
Yeah.
stores.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're like sort of local liquor store, you can put it up for sale for, I think it was $500, and then you also had to buy 6 cases of larceny.
Well,
That's just wrong.
that's a lot.
Just wrong.
So thank you to Sam and Sean for this sample. Should
Yep.
we get into the nose? Because I've smelled
Sure.
it and
Oh, whoa.
it's very, okay, it's only 50%, but it's very layered, very rich. And it's
Yep.
almost like, it smells special. Does that sound ridiculous? Sure does, but it does smell different.
But it's hard to say that without it because we already have the preconceived notion that it should be special.
We've had
So-
us Old Fitz in the past, I thought.
We have.
And we weren't impressed.
We liked it.
I don't remember.
It was just a regular, was it the 9-year? It was, I enjoyed it, but
It was
I'm not going to chase
okay,
it for
but
it.
it was not like,
Because
maybe-
I'm a Heaven Hill nut.
I'm going to stop talking.
Just shut up. This,
It's sweeter, but it has this dusty
Mhm.
oak right on the back.
it almost has like a breadiness to it. Do you smell a little bread? Not
I'm-
rye bread, but like almost like a donut. Like an iced donut.
I'm getting more deep wood notes than donut.
I'm just a fatty but baddie getting sweet notes of bread.
No, I like sweets.
It's got some oak to it, but it's not the main.
It's
It's
fruity
there.
molasses. So maybe that's why your brain went pastry.
I'm like donut. I'm there for that.
Yeah, I smell something rich, deep, dark sugars.
Yeah, this is so good. I
Oh my
really,
gosh.
really want to get into this.
The nose smells really good. Shall we let's just joke. Yeah. Cheers.
Oh wow. Remember how I just talked shit about that one liquor store with the 6 cases of larceny? I get it.
Wonder if they still
I
have
get
that.
it. Who wants 6 cases of
So
larceny?
this is a wheated whiskey,
Yes, it is.
Old Fitz. It is very dusty Heaven Hill on the back.
It really is.
There's
This
that-
is.
Like that dusty barrel, slight peanut.
It does have a little bit. I'm getting more of a fruit on it than I anticipated for some of the Heaven Hill Weeders. I don't get a strong fruitiness. This
What
has
is
more
that?
fruit on it.
Hmm.
It's what I'm thinking is more of
It's
like
generic
a
fruity.
cherry streusel.
Or like maybe a mixed berry, because it's not exactly cherry in my
No,
mind.
that's why like when when you get like those fake cherry streusels where it's not like really cherry, the artificial ones.
Maybe that's it.
And then they put that frosting on it with like the vanilla, and then you get the dough. That's kind of what I'm getting for a sweetness.
I get that.
Mm.
That makes sense. But the back half is...
It almost has an earthiness, like not an earthiness, but when you get tobacco leaves. I'm getting a little bit of tobacco leaves on the finish
It's like
with the oak.
it's like that aged barrel got a little damp.
Yeah,
But not in a
Yep.
gross, I think we have a mold problem kind of way. More
Yeah.
of an, like you said, more earthy, not quite tobacco, but earthy for sure.
I'm getting just like tobacco leaves, not like a tobacco pipe, but like the raw leaves with the wood, the oak. Like they're kind of like melded together, so one doesn't really stand out. It's almost like a unison.
Wow.
Like unity. I'm saying things wrong, but
No, I totally get what
really
you're
love
saying.
this though.
I do definitely get the Heaven Hill nut profile on the back.
Oh, for sure.
Wow. I thought it was going to go darker, molasses, but it actually starts, it doesn't go quite as dark because it stays in that midi woody palette, so it doesn't go quite molasses.
Mm-hmm.
It is slightly different than the nose than I anticipated because of the nose. That's fascinating.
Something that's 17 years old, it didn't get over oaky. The
So-
sweetness still is there. It's not bitter at all.
Right.
It's just, I think it's very well rounded.
So I'm a cheapskate for the most part when it comes to certain whiskeys.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Old Fitzgerald is very expensive.
Yeah.
180 if you can, 189, 190 if you can find it at retail,
Around
right?
there, yeah.
If you can find it. I think if you want a special occasion and you don't mind spending $200 and you can afford just to try $200, I think you should get at least one Old Fitz in your collection for the novelty of having something so different, special, stuff like that. I think it's definitely a try. That would be great if you could ever get this stuff in a bar, but I don't think you can.
Okay.
It's not bad. It's just I know 180 is not ascertainable for most people. It's gonna be $400, and
if you're
lucky,
lucky.
I don't.
If you're
like.
lucky, probably, right?
Yeah, I like what. I'm a huge fan of Heaven Hill.
They're my favorite.
You're a huge fan. That's like your favorite.
That's why this
distillery.
is right up my wheel well. This is like everything that is just, if I could have this every day, I probably would. This is just, it's got the richness, it's very well rounded, it hits all the notes that are just my jam, all into just one pour.
I like it.
It's the rest of mine. Came from
You
my
can
purse.
you can have it. I lean more towards bourbon with rye rather than a weeded bourbon.
You like the higher rise.
I like the high rye. So this is good. It's your jam. So that's definitely for the rest for you. So I'm excited that we got to try it without having to stand in line for several days and or drop like a paycheck on it. So I'm glad we got to try it. It's definitely worth a try if you ever have the occasion. I hesitate in recommending buying it for most people because MSRP is not, it's not common on this bottle. So
How much would you pay for a pour in a bar? Because you know it's probably gonna be real expensive.
like if $40-$50 you think is a pour?
That's probably you're never gonna see that. That's the sad part.
I don't know.
Right? They're gonna be so astronomical, even just for a pour. You might as well just buy a bottle.
Before this, I would have probably paid more, but now that I've tried it, I wouldn't.
Blasphemy.
No, because it's really good, but I know it's really good. I would, and there's so many great things that I've never tried, so I would be like, "Yep, check. It's off my list." Does that make sense?
That's
What would
why
you
are
pay?
not the bougie one.
It's true.
I like it, and I know I can't have another bottle of it or
Would-
find one. So
What would you pay in a bar for it?
I would just guess if you're lucky to find it like on a lower end, it might be like probably 80, 85, but I would pay that. I know that I would. Well, because if you see other like some other ones that are over $100, and you're like, that's just silly. What do you think a 17 will be? We've seen just the 9-year for like $90, and that's the price of the bottle.
This is another great sample we got. Thanks to all of our friends, and have you guys had the opportunity to try any of the Old Fitz line, all those beautiful decanters? Have you had a chance to try those? Give us a comment below, and while you're down there, give us a thumbs up. If you like what we're doing, subscribe to the channel so you can join us in our next video.
Cool.
Well, I don't know about you, but I fancy this whiskey.
I fancy this whiskey so much.
Stole the rest of the sample.
Yep.
Cheers.
Don't look at the credit card bill.